We get people that come in to visit and they say, I remember going to a Ground Round when I was real little, and we used to go on this big scale and we paid what we weighed, and we used to have my birthday parties there.
And as a franchisee, it's a known brand. It's been around since 1969.
Friday, February 13th, we received a call that there was to be a conference call that afternoon with corporate executives from Ground Round and the Franchise Council. We all got on the call. We were thanked for being on the call, and the call ended very abruptly, informing us that they were closing all of their company stores that day, effective immediately. The line was then cut, and the Franchise Council was left on the phone wondering, just in total shock, what we're going to do next. The very first thing we did is notify our vendors to let them know that we were going to continue as a brand and continue to operate our restaurants. We then organized all the franchisees together to form a cooperative. We contacted and hired Nixon Peabody to represent us in bankruptcy court so that we could proceed with purchasing the trademark out of bankruptcy. It was very risky in the beginning. We all formed together and knew that it was the best course for us to go to keep the brand alive.
Ground Round structure is unique and it breaks traditional thinking. But after 10 years, we've had an opportunity to prove that it works, and it builds franchisee commitment. They not only own their own franchise, but they're bought into what the future of the brand looks like, and they really want things to grow, and they're committed to that.
When they pay their royalties, they are in essence paying themselves. And that's a very unique situation, unheard of in this industry, where every restaurant owner is also an owner of the company.
All of our management training and research and development is done in certified training franchise-owned restaurants. And being in franchise restaurants, it builds further their own commitment and their own engagement in the process, but also their training in what they provide and their thoroughness is very relevant because they themselves are owners.
In 2011, 7 years after we purchased the trademark, we made our last debt payment. There's not many restaurant companies today that can claim their company is debt-free. Being debt-free allows us far more cash flow and allows us to charge far lower royalty fees to our franchisees, and also allows us to provide more benefits to them in terms of other programs. Our comparable sales have grown in each of the last 4 years. Since we purchased the company in 2004, our average unit volume has grown from 1.4 million to 1.9 million.
Our brand is as known as chains that are much larger than ours, and our guest loyalty is very strong. We see this in our comp sales growth that we've been experiencing, and we also see it in stores when we open new stores in familiar markets, the reaction we see from the guests. The membership share grants a franchisee with preferred rates, flexible terms, and voting rights in the organization. But more importantly, it builds their commitment because they become stakeholders in the brand and they're vested in our future success.
That two-room concept is almost like having two restaurants.
With our two-room footprint, we can work with most buildings that are out there, so we naturally do a lot of conversions, where we take an existing building, as long as it has good mechanicals and a good roof, and you're not in a money pit situation, but you modify, you adapt the kitchen, you brand the Ground Round image and signage, and we have training support like any other franchise company would have. But many times restaurants can be successful again if they have a brand change.
The opportunities of a smaller space where we would have a Ground Round sports bar that could be utilized in anything from an airport to a bowling alley.
We're really forming this company to grow and to move forward.
And you have share, and you have a voice, you have a vote.
What I like about the concept is there's a little bit of your own involvement as an independent restaurateur, so to speak.
You have a say in menu development, and you don't get that with every franchise brand, so we're really happy about that.
There are things that we can tweak that work more so in our small community.
5 and 10-year term just goes to show you how flexible the Ground Round IOC really is in putting together a business plan that works for both the franchisor and the franchisee.
It's a great opportunity for people to get in to grow this brand.
Extremely good investment opportunity.
It's just great, folks.
This is an exciting time for the Ground Round. All sorts of possibilities open up.
The future for Ground Round is very bright. Our members own and operate the company.
After 10 years of stability and proving out our new franchise-owned structure, it's our time now to grow the brand to its greatest potential.
Time is illusion. Time is a curse. Time is all these things and worse, but our time is now. Yes, our time is now.
We've got what you like, the Ground Round.
It's our time now.
The Ground Round.